Hey everyone, DOG Shadow Zero here with my first ever deck profile. Now the deck I have chosen for this deck profile is my own personal deck that I use outside VN. And it is actually my competitive deck that I use in tournaments and such. So as usual, with every deck profile you guys can give me your thoughts and opinions. And if you want, you can see about using the deck yourself. But anyway, let's go over it. First off, you may notice it's a bit of a unique deck. Its title is Zombie Inzketor. And it's more of a zombie Destiny Hero Inzketor combo. It's a very unique deck that me and a friend have actually worked pretty hard on. And yeah, it's actually a lot of fun to use, and it's actually kind of a skill-based deck, which I like a lot. Also, you may notice it's at 42 cards. What a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pros will tell you is that anything above 40 cards is a bust. But in my personal opinion, 40 to 42, you're okay. Anything above 42, you're pushing it. But anyway, on to the cards. First, we'll start with monsters. First off, we have Armageddon Knight. Not worried about its stats, but you are worried about its effect. When this card is summoned, you can send one dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. Basically, when it's summoned by any means, flip summon, normal summon, special summon, anything, you send a dark from your deck to the grave. This is very useful for opening up many of the combos that this deck has. Next up, we come to two card Ds. Cannot be special summon. No, that's okay. During your main phase 1, if this card is normal summon this turn, you can tribute this card, draw 2 cards, then it becomes the end phase of this turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this effect. Basically, you summon card D. You maybe set a couple traps or spells. Activate its effect, tribute it, draw 2 cards. Yeah, it's been unfortunate it becomes end phase, but hey, you get to draw 2 cards, which is so good in this deck because it needs draw power. And there's a little combo I use with card D that I'll go over a bit later. Next up, we come to one Dark Refer. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one level 5 or higher dark monster. Once per turn, you can discard one dark monster, send one dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. Basically, I don't use this first effect that much. I only have 4 level 5 or higher dark monsters, but when I do use it, it helps speed things up quite a bit. I am more worried about his main effect though. Once per turn, you basically discard a dark from your hand that's taking up room, and then you send a dark from your deck to the grave. That is so good. And so very useful in so many ways to speed up this deck. Next up, we come to 3 Destiny Hero Malicious. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Destiny Hero Malicious from your deck. You want this guy in your graveyard. However, you only want one in your graveyard at a time. And you don't want this guy in hand. That is what Dark Refer is for. Basically, you special Malicious super easily from your deck. However, keep in mind you cannot special Malicious from hand. So you do not want to draw into 2 or 3 of them. It's very unfortunate. Next up, we come to the Inzketor portion of my deck. 3 Inzketor Centipedes. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzketor monster in your hand or graveyard to this card. If an equipped card is sent to your graveyard while equipped to this card, except during damage step, you can add 1 Inzketor card from your deck to your hand. Very useful whenever an equipped card equipped them and sent to the graveyard at any time except damage step. You can add an Inzketor card, any Inzketor card from your deck to your hand. This guy is your searcher, and it is so useful to have him. And while this card is equipped to a monster, that monster level increased by 3. Don't use that effect that much. But hey, it's useful in some situations. Next up, we have 1 Inzketor Dragonfly. Once per turn, you can equip 1 Inzketor monster from your hand to graveyard to this card, just like Centipede. However, if an equipped card is sent to your graveyard while equipped to this card, except during damage step of course, you can special summon 1 Inzketor monster from your deck, except Inzketor Dragonfly. Like Centipede, his other effect triggers when an equipped card equipped him and sent to the grave. However, instead of searching, he special summons any Inzketor monster from your deck, which is so useful for opening up so many plays and combos. However, something you have to keep in mind, it has to be from deck. So drawn to 2 new second monsters, Dragonfly kind of becomes kind of useless. And like Centipede, while this card is equipped to a monster, that monster's level is increased by 3. Again, not too useful effect, but you never know, you may use it. Next up, we come to Inzketor Gigamantis. You can target one face-up Inzketor monster you control, equip this card from your hand to that target. So he is one of the few Inzketor monsters that equips himself to a monster. You do not need to use Centipede or Dragonfly's effect to equip him. However, this only works from hand. While this card is equipped to a monster, the monster's origin type becomes 2400. Basically, you turn your weak ass 1000 attack Dragonfly into a 2400 beater. It is so good. And if this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target one Inzketor monster in your graveyard except Inzketor Gigamantis. Special summon that target. This effect of Inzketor Gigamantis can only be used once per turn. Basically, what Gigamantis will do, he will, if he's sent to the graveyard, like say he's Mystical Space Typhoon, Dust Tornado, Twister, whatever, you can special summon a Inzketor monster from your grave. I mean, that is so good. And really helps with combos. And will also trigger Dragonfly and Centipede's effect when Inzketor monster equipped to them is sent to the graveyard. Next up, we come to the real powerhouse of the deck, Inzketor Hornet. Once per turn, you can equip one Inzketor monster from your hand to graveyard to this card. You're not going to be using that effect that much with Hornet at all. While this card is equipped to a monster, the monster's level is increased by 3. Also against attack and defense equal to this card's attack and defense. Don't use that effect that much either. However, you are concerned with this effect. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can send this equipped card to the graveyard, target one card in the field, destroy that target. Basically, Dragonfly and Centipede equip themselves with Hornet. Hornet uses his effect, he sends himself to the grave. You can target any card in the field and destroy it. That is so good. You can even destroy your own cards, so blow up your own Gigamantis, special Inzketor monster from grave. And Hornet will also trigger Centipede and Dragonfly's effects of having an equipped card equipped himself to the grave. It is so good to have. Next up, we come to Inzketor Ladybug. Once per turn, you can equip one Inzketor monster from your hand to graveyard to this card. Not going to be using that effect that much with Ladybug. While this card is equipped to monster, the monster's level is increased by 2. Also gains attack and defense equal to this card's attack and defense. You're not going to be really worried about that effect too much either. While this card is equipped to monster, you can send this equipped card to the graveyard, target one face-up monster you control, increase that target's level by up to 2. Basically, you equip them using Centipede or Dragonfly's effect. Ladybug's effect sent to the grave, target any monster you control. It can be anyone you want, and increase the level by 2. By up to 2, so 1 or 2. And then you also trigger Dragonfly and Centipede's effect that have an equipped card equipped into the grave, the search, or special. So good for speeding up this deck. Next up, we come to 3 Plague Spreader Zombies. You can return one card from your hand to the top of the deck, special summon this card from your graveyard. If you do, banish this card when it leaves the field. Basically, this guy can special himself from grave. Another reason why to send cards to the grave, but that's not the most important thing about this card. The most important thing about Plague Spreader, he's a tuner. This opens up this deck to synchro plays, which is so good. I mean, it's amazing. And he can special himself. Basically what you do, you have Plague Spreader in hand or Malicious in grave. You special Malicious by his effect, then either normal or special Plague Spreader by their effect. Boom! Instant level 8 synchro. So good. Next up, we come to 2 Summoner Monks. Cannot be attributed, I don't care. When this card is normal or flip summon, change this card to defense position. Once per turn, you can discard one spell card, special summon one level 4 monster from your deck. But that monster cannot attack this turn. I mean, it is a bit unfortunate that that monster can't attack, but basically you do a Summoner Monk. You use his effect. Ditch a spell, I don't need it anyway. Special summon either Dark Gref or Armageddon Knight. Use their effects, get Darks in grave, and then you combo. And then you can even overlay with Dark Gref with them to get a level 4, they get a rank 4 XYZ monster on the field. It is so good. That's it for monsters. Now let's move on to the mighty spell cards. First spell, Allure of Darkness. Draw 2 cards to banish 1 dark monster from your hand, or if you don't have any in your hand, send all cards in your hand to the graveyard. Basically what Allure does, you draw 2 instantly. It's been unfortunate you have to banish a dark, but hey, that's fine. And just be sure you set all your cards first if you activate it when you don't have a dark in hand, because you may end up sending your whole hand to the graveyard and losing some very important cards. Next up, we come to 3 Books of Life. Target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard and 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard. Special summon the first target, also banish the second target. Basically, the standard use of this card is with Plague Spreader Zombie. You can special Plague Spreader Zombie and also banish a monster from your opponent's graveyard in case they need that monster. This way, Plague Spreader won't have to be banished, and you can still use Plague Spreader's effect. However, there is a combo with this card that I use in this deck that I will go over a bit later. Next up, 2 Destiny Draws. Discard 1 Destiny Hero card, draw 2 cards. Basically, ditch that malicious clogging up your hand, draw 2 cards, win-win. Next up, we come to Insect Imitation. Tribute 1 monster, special summon 1 insect type monster from your deck whose level is 1 higher than the attributed monsters. Basically what I do with this card D's effect is negated. Oh no, I can't use it to draw 2 cards. Activate Insect Imitation. Tribute it. Special summon Centipede or Dragonfly. Guess what? You wasted your negation power on card D and I just plossed off of it. Or sometimes I have to normal Ladybug, Insect Imitation into Centipede or Dragonfly. Next up we have 2 Inzketor Swords of Caliber. Equip only to Inzketor monster, it gains 800 attack and defense. When this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, target 1 Inzketor monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. What the? Anyway. Basically, not only do you get a big 800 boost, show me the card. Anyway, not only do you get a big 800 boost off of it, which is very useful in this deck because a lot of instant monsters are weak. This face of cards in the grave, which means the monster can be sent at the same time. You get to add any Inzketor monster from your grave to hand. So good for recycling. Next up we come to Lightning Vortex. Discard 1 card, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. That is so good with this deck. Because basically you discard a card clogged up your hand like Malicious or Plague Spreader, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. True, it has to be face-up, but hey, you can live with that. And it's only your opponent, so it will not affect you in any way. That is so good. Next up we come to 2 Missile Space Typhoons. Target 1 spell trap card on the field, destroy that target. Any spell or trap. You can even target your own Giga Mantis to combo off of that. It is just so good using Missile Space Typhoon in this deck. Also, just get rid of your opponent's face down spells or traps in case you're worried about them, or just set it and activate it whenever you want during your opponent's turn. Next up, we come to 3 Zombie Worlds. A field card spell, actually. All monsters on the field in every graveyard become zombie type monsters. Neither player can tribute summon monsters except for zombie type monsters. Not too worried about the second effect. However, the first effect is pretty good. Basically, any card on the field and in the grave becomes a zombie type. Very good for screwing up your opponent's plays if they rely on their monsters being a certain type, like Boojins and Dragons do, and Nobalites. Also, turns all my monsters into graveyard zombies, meaning Book of Life can work on any monster in my graveyard, basically turning it into a monster reborn. Such a good combo. Finally, we come to the trap cards. 2 Phoenix Wind Blast. Discard 1 card to target 1 card your opponent controls. Return that target to the top of the deck. Basically, you discard a useless card in your hand, like say Malicious or Plague Spreader. Then you return 1 card your opponent controls to the top of the deck. That is so good. You could get rid of their heavy beaters, get rid of their traps, whatever, and they're stuck drawing it next turn. Next we come to 2 Threatening Roars. Your opponent cannot declare an attack this turn. Basically, you activate it, your opponent can't declare an attack at all. Useful for protecting your weak monsters and also your life points. However, you cannot chain it to an actual attack. You have to do it before your opponent attacks, otherwise this card is useless. Next up we come to 2 Trap Stuns. Negate all the trap card effects on the field this turn. You activate it, boom, your opponent's traps are useless, which this deck has quite a weakness to trap cards. Use Trap Stun, you can go off without having to worry about your opponent's traps. It is so useful. Anyway, that is it for main deck. On to the extra deck. First off, we come to Ally of Justice Catastor, a level 5 Synchro. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles non-dark monster, destroy that monster. Such a good effect, except against dark decks, but hey, if you're not facing a dark deck, Catastor comes in way handy. And you can use it on Plague Spreader with Centipede or Dragonfly or even Hornet. So pretty useful. Next up we come to our other level 5 Synchro, Armades Keeper of Boundaries. 1 tuner plus 1 more non-tuner monsters. If this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate effects or cards or effects until the end of the damage step. Armades is such a good card. He attacks, your opponent cannot activate traps or hand traps or anything. Or even if Armades is attacked, they can't do any of that. And same with Catastor, just Centipede plus Plague Spreader or Dragonfly or Hornet plus Plague Spreader. Pretty easy to make them. Next up we come to our first level 8 Synchro, Crimson Blader. If this 1 tuner plus 2 or more non-tuner monsters, this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard. Your opponent cannot normal or special summon level 5 or higher monsters during their next turn. That is so good. Your opponent cannot special their big beaters next turn. This is so useful against so many decks. And all it takes is Malicious plus Plague Spreader to make him. And he's a 2800 beater. That's pretty useful. Then we come to our only level 4 Synchro of the deck, Dark Diviner. 1 Dark Tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner insect type monsters. Pretty easy to make though, just Ladybug plus Plague Spreader. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. When this card declares an attack, if the attack of the attack target is higher than this card, the attack of the attack target becomes equal to this phase up card's current attack. That seems kind of confusing, so let me explain. If Dark Diviner attacks a monster that has higher attack than him, Dark Diviner's attack will become equal to that monster's attack. So basically, Dark Diviner can just run and crash, because Dark Diviner cannot be destroyed in battle. He'll destroy your opponent's heavy big beater. And this change lasts until the end of the battle phase. When this card destroys the opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. Not only destroy your monster, you help thin out their deck a bit, but that effect is not so useful against all decks, so you might want to be a bit careful about that. Next up we come to Doom Kaiser Dragon. Plague Spreader is only plus 1 or more non-tuner zombie type monsters. Now, you may be thinking, but you don't have any other zombie type monsters. Zombie World will make all my monsters zombies. And when this card is special summon at all. You can target 1 zombie type monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon that target to your side of the field and face up attack position. Now, once again, what you're all thinking, what if you're not facing a zombie deck? Zombie World makes their deck a zombie deck. I can take their big beater that I killed and special summon to my side of the field. It's so good. And he's level 6, so Armageddon Knight, Dark Referer, or Sonar Monk plus Plague Spreader equals Doom Kaiser. But destroying when this card leaves the field. So gotta be a bit careful about that, but hey. Next we come to HCS Pessimuff. That's all I got. 1 tuner plus 1 more non-tuner monsters, another vanilla synchro, level 6. After damage calculation, when this card battles opponent's monster, you can banish that monster, also banish this card. Basically, he's used to get rid of big beaters. You attack a big beater your opponent has. Oh, you take the damage. You banish this card, then you can banish your opponent's monster. Very useful. And it's pretty easy to make just Arming in a Night, Dark Ruff, or Sun Monk plus Plague's Better. Next we have Scrap Dragon, or another level 8, if it would load. Oh my god, really? You know what, screw it, I'm keeping this in. This is the 3rd time I'm recording this, so I'm keeping this in. Yep. This may seem very unprofessional, but hey, that's me. Okay, Scrap Dragon. 1 tuner plus 1 around tuner type monsters, malicious Plague Spreader. Once per turn, you can target 1 card you control and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. That is so good. Just destroy one of your cards and then you can blow up any card your opponent has. Which, again, some cards I have like to be in graveyard, so that is very, very useful. And its other fact isn't very useful in this deck, so I'm just gonna skip it. Next up, we come to our only level 11, Star Eater. Must be Synchro Summon and cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card's Synchro Summon cannot be negated. When Synchro Summon, cards and effects cannot be activated. Basically, he can't be summoned warninged. So yeah, his summon cannot be negated. However, other things will work on him after he is summoned, so keep that in mind. If this card attacks, is unaffected by other card effects until the end of the damage step. So basically, traps won't work on him, or quick play spells used during battle. And what it takes is Plague Spreader plus Malicious plus either Centipede, Dragonfly, or Hornet. That's what you gotta do with it. Not that hard to make, and a giant beater at 3200, very useful. Finally, for the Synchros, we come to Stardust Dragon, level 8, 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. During either player's turn, when a card effect is activated that would destroy a card on the field, you can tribute this card, negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. So say your opponent activates Dark Hole or does anything to destroy a card you control, just tribute Stardust, you negate it. And during the end phase, this effect was activated. Its turn was not negated. You can special summon this card from your graveyard. So Stardust uses this effect and then he comes back. Such a good card, and not too shabby a beater at 2500. Next we come to the XYZs. First off, Livier the Sea Dragon, 2 level 3 monsters, which I have a ton of. So yeah, once per turn you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, take out 1 banished level 4 lower monster, special summon that target to your side of the field. Any banished monster, so you can get back your Plague Shredder that's banished. Or hey, if your opponent has a level 4 lower banished monster, special summon their monster. It is so good! Only 1800 attack, but oh well. Next we come to Maestro the Symphony Djinn. 2 level 4 monsters, so Sonar Mouth combo works perfect for getting him out. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card and then target 1 face-up attack position monster your opponent controls. Changes the face down defense position. Basically, you detach from him, you flip a monster face down. That is so good, especially if your opponent's monster has weak-ass defense. And if a Djinn XYZ monster you control be destroyed, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card instead. Basically, Maestro can save himself from being destroyed, which is so good. He can be a tank, basically. Next up, we come to number 17, Leviathan Dragon. 2 level 3 monsters, which I have a ton of. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. This card gains 500 attack. However, so he starts as a 2000 beater, he becomes 2500 beater, or even a 3000 beater. However, this card has no XYZ material, it cannot attack your opponent directly, so be careful with it detaching. Next, we come to number 61, Volcasaurus, my only rank 5. 2 level 5 monsters. Basically, do Dragonfly or Centipede effect plus Ladybug equals making them level 5. Then exceed with them. That's how you hit the level 5s. Anyway, once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card to target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that opponent's monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to destroy monster's original attack. Bulbasaurus detaches, destroy your opponent's big beater, and burns them for how strong the attack was to that monster. This card cannot attack your opponent directly during the turn you activate this effect. A bit unfortunate, but oh well. It only 2500 beater, which is pretty nice. Next up we come to number 66, Master Key Beetle. Rank 4 again, 2 level 4 dark monsters. Pretty much all my monsters are dark. Sonar Monk combo again to get this guy. 2500 attack, which is pretty good. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card and target one card you control except this card. While this card is face up on the field, that card cannot be destroyed by card effects. This face-up card on the field will be destroyed. You can send one of its targets to the graveyard. Instead, basically activates effect. Target any card you control. That, as long as Master Key Beetle is alive, that card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now, very useful combo you can do. Master Key Beetle plus Scrap Dragon. Master Key target Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon target itself, then another card. Scrap Dragon won't kill himself, but he will kill your opponent's card. That is so very useful. Finally, we get to wind up Zemnines. Rank 3 to level 3 monsters. If this face-up card on the field will be destroyed, you can detach one XYZ material from this card instead. Like Maestro, he can save himself, and which is very useful for protecting your life points. Once per turn during the end phase of this effect was used this turn, target one card in the field, destroy it. So basically, he can pop things too. However, this card has to remain face up on the field to resolve this effect. If he is destroyed this turn, you do not get the pop, even if you detach for his other effect this turn. Basically, Zemnines access your tank, and also your opponent won't necessarily want to attack it unless they can kill it, because Zemnines will pop at the end of the turn. And I'm sure you're all wondering why I don't have a side. I don't often make side decks on DN. Useful side cards you can use for this deck are cards like Prohibition, Mind Drain won't hurt you at all. Light Imprisoning Mirror is a big one you can use. Goes On Match is a very good one you can use because pretty much all cards in here are dark. Just cards like that. Just experiment with the side deck. And that is it for this. That is it for my zombie Inzketors. I suppose you all can tell me what you think. Also tell me what you think about how I handled it. Handle it in the comments. And I guess I'll just talk to you guys later. This is DOG Shadow Zero signing off. Have a good day, everyone.